What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another monthly favorites. This is my series where I share all of the fabulous beauty and lifestyle products that I've been reaching for in my everyday routine this month. Some of these are new, some of these are not, but they are all well-tested favorites for an easy, natural, everyday look. Let's get into it. Okay, let's kick things off with what has been my favorite foundation for the month of May. And don't hate me, don't hate me. It's the Clé de Peau Foundation. Oh, this is my new guilty pleasure. And I'll start off by saying, okay, I will acknowledge this is a very expensive foundation. And some of you are gonna look at the price tag and be like, Sophia, you gotta be kidding me. But I'm not gonna lie, okay? It's a favorite and that's why it's in this video. This is my favorites video. I love this foundation. I love every single Clé de Peau foundation that I've tried. They're all very deeply hydrating, look very smooth and beautiful on the skin, no matter your age, trust me. And they're all very, I hate to use this term, guys, skincare infused. Like usually I feel like that's just a marketing gimmick.
Like, ooh, we put squalane in it or water.
Some very normal ingredients, so it's so skincare infused. But seriously, Clé de Peau has some fantastic skincare. I use a lot of it in my everyday routine. And whether I'm using their foundations or their eyeshadow or any of their makeup, it really does feel very intensely nourishing for my skin, which is why I really like the brand because I do have very dry skin. And this particular foundation is going to be more expensive than the other ones in the Clé de Peau line because it does promise to have more advanced, more complex skincare that is targeted towards anti-aging. So you're kind of getting like an anti-aging day cream and a foundation in one. Thank you so much, by the way, to those of you who commented on my last video where I was demoing this, just telling me that this is your favorite foundation. A lot of you with mature skin really seem to like this and think that it is worth it. Just want to say a quick thank you to those of you for, sharing your little testimonial about this. If you're curious how this compares to the other Clé de Peau foundations in terms of how it looks on your face, I think a lot of people, they look at the jar and they think that this is going to be like a thicker consistency, very full coverage, when actually it's the opposite. This is the lightest coverage one in the Clé de Peau line. My other favorite, the Clé de Peau Radiant Cream Foundation, that one is actually the fullest coverage foundation from Clé de Peau. I think that one's going to be good if you want to build up your coverage to something that is more full, more radiant, more perfected. If you want something that's kind of lighter, fresher, almost like second skin for every day, then I would recommend checking out this one. It's gonna be light. You can still see some of your skin peeking through. It's kind of like a Your Skin but better, but it's not as light as like a, Chanel Water Fresh tint. It is still very much a foundation. Comment down below and let me know if you have any more questions about this foundation. I just want to be helpful because I know it is quite the investment. I can't say that I have anything else exactly like this in my collection or that leaves my skin feeling as good as when I wear this, but I do have another video full of my favorite luxury foundations that I can link down below if you're interested in some of my other favorites, if you're looking for some recommendations. But so far, this has been my favorite, I'm gonna call it ultra bougie foundation that I've tried. Let me know if there's any other ultra bougie foundations that you want for me to review, and maybe I'll do like a roundup video or something. Oh, and the last thing that I'll say, sorry, it's like a very long segment about this foundation. Don't buy this full price. Do not buy it full price. I think I got this for 15% off at Bloomingdale's. I've seen it for 15% off at Nordstrom, and I've seen it on sale on the Clé de Peau website. I'll be on the lookout, guys, for any sales on this foundation in case you're interested. So make sure you follow me on my Instagram because that is where I usually, post all of those deals that I see in the moment. I'll link my account down below in case you want to follow me over there. Went and made myself a pistachio vanilla iced coffee, which, by the way, Nespresso has some bomb summer flavors going on right now. Anyway, next up I have some Chanel favorites, and I feel like nobody else liked these. What are these called again? The Le Beige Healthy Golden Glow Powder, excuse me. I feel like nobody liked these, and I totally get it because the colors were not super unique. Both of the quads were a little bit dark for those of you out there who have fairer skin. It did lean very warm, although it's a summer collection, so I can see why they did that. I had my own critiques about this collection, but I didn't hate the products. I mean, If you watch my channel, you'll know this is my vibe. I like warm, summery, glowy makeup. And so I actually did use this quite a bit over the past couple of weeks. This one is the Soleil Couchant, and it is rather dark, but I feel like when it's buffed into the skin, at least on my skin tone, which is a little bit, you know, more golden, it just works. Like, I love this toasty, beachy type of look. I do think that this is rather dupeable, but once again, this is my favorites video. I use this a lot. This is actually what I've been using a lot in my everyday routine. I have this on my cheeks right now. I also have this on my eyes. This was a great little travel companion for me. I was traveling for maybe like about a week. I was in Miami and New York, and especially when I was in Miami, this was the perfect little summer palette if I just wanted to create, you know, like a simple monochromatic quick look. I got 2 shades, pop them on the cheeks, pop them on the eyes, some mascara, and I'm done. I think the formula is very beautiful, but I think the shades really tripped up a lot of people. The other favorites that I've been using a lot from this collection are the Chanel Rouge Coco Flash Lippies. If you've never tried this formula before, basically like a hydrated, tinted balm from Chanel. These are great for on the go. You don't need a lip liner. They're very easy to apply. They're not the longest lasting because they're like a hydrating balm, but they're very nourishing, very easy breezy, great for summertime. And I feel like when I first saw these, I was like, ugh, I'm not gonna get those. Colors aren't very groundbreaking. They're kind of boring. And then I bought all 4 to review for you guys here on this channel, and I did end up really liking them, and these have been living in all of my handbags. These are the colors that I tend to wear a lot. This one, Sunset, is the one that I do tend to wear the most because I think it is the most versatile for the types of makeup looks that I like. This is a gorgeous, what would I call this? A nudie pinky coral. It is not quite a nude. It brings beautiful summery life to the lips, and it is decently pigmented. Sometimes I don't really like these because I feel like they aren't pigmented enough for me, but I feel like these, you can definitely see the color and you can for sure tell the differences between each of the shades. So I've really been liking these. I think these are cute. This is gonna go right back in my handbag after this. Oh, and by the way, if you happen to be enjoying this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And if you are new here, maybe consider subscribing to my channel. My name is Sophia, and I upload new videos just like this every single week, all about everyday beauty and accessible luxury style. I film all of my beauty videos in natural light with no filters. Now, we like to keep it real, honest, and fun here on this channel. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button to join our fam. We seriously would love to have you. I also live stream every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. So join me in my community over there for more beauty favorites, roasts, and news. Okay, so my next favorite is a skincare slash makeup prep product. And this is actually from Danessa Myrix. This is the Yummy Skin Moisture Repair Balm Serum. I have been sleeping on this stuff. This is so moisturizing and nourishing for my skin. I've been using this not only to prep my skin for makeup, but also in my evening nighttime routine. If I get a little bit of like eczema or itchiness around my ears, I like to put this on my eyelids because they get super dry. I'll put it all over my face. It's so nourishing. I had the very pleasure of attending the makeup show in New York City a couple of weeks ago. And guys, I went to a Danessa Myrix makeup masterclass, and I got to watch her do the makeup for 2 models. Don't even get me started on her techniques. Like, I could never recreate what she did, but it was fascinating to watch her. Anyway, this is the product that she used to prep the skin for the dry skin model. So obviously it looked beautiful on the model, but that's not what sold me on this product. What sold me on this product was actually all of the makeup artists that were in the crowd. It was a very like interactive type of show, but a lot of them kept, you know, raising their hands or grabbing the mic. And so many of them were saying that this is their favorite product from Danessa Myrix. They were like, that healed my eczema, or that, you know, fixed my rosacea, or whatever it may be. It's a very like soothing, moisturizing product. And it seems like all of the makeup artists in the crowd were very passionate about it. So I decided to pick it up for myself. And I will agree, this is really, really nice. I like to pair this with my Violette France Boom Boom milk that I've talked about like a million times on this channel. I go in with the Boom Boom milk, and then I go in with this on top, and it is very hydrating, very nourishing. And I will also add that this month in particular, I had to film a lot of makeup demonstrations for the videos that I had on my channel. Like for my bronzer video, I probably had to do my makeup 8, 9, 10 times within a given day just to film all of those demonstrations, you know, put on the bronzer, take my makeup off, wash my face, redo my makeup, film another bronzer. It really wears on my skin. Like every single Dior blush, having to wipe it off, redo my makeup, put another one on, your skin gets irritated. Your skin gets irritated. This was such a lifesaver. One thing that I want to mention about this as well, because someone was asking me, they were asking me if it is very greasy. It actually isn't. Like it's called the balm serum, and I think it's called that because it's not too waxy and it's not too greasy. It's not like putting Vaseline or what is that stuff called? The CeraVe healing ointment. It feels very emollient when you put it on, but then it also kind of sinks into the skin like a serum. So by the time you go to do your makeup, it's just the right amount of emolliency on your face that when you go in with the foundation, it's like painting butter on your face. It is so super duper smooth. I love the way that I can sheer out some of my more full coverage luminous foundations with this product. Anyway, I feel like I'm going on and on about this product. It's really nice. It's really nice. You can find it at Sephora and the Danessa Myrix website. So if you're like me, if you have very dry skin that gets kind of irritated, red, itchy, etc., then maybe check this out. And while we're on the topic of skincare, I would like to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is one of my favorite brands, Currentbody. I've already shared so many times on this channel how much I love their LED face mask. I use it pretty much every single day. I do a 10-minute session and it works wonders for my redness, my rosacea, hyperpigmentation, fine lines and wrinkles, you name it. I love it. You gotta keep up with it. It is an at-home device, so I do want to mention that. But that is not the device that I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I always get a lot of questions about the neck and decolletage neck and decolletage mask, and I can totally understand why, because it's definitely like that part of our bodies that sometimes gets a little bit neglected, but it's also that part of the body that is one of the first to show signs of aging. So I decided to put this device to the test Sophia style, and you're gonna wanna stay tuned to see these results. If you are familiar with the face mask, it is basically the same thing except a different shape for your neck and chest. You got that flexible silicone-y type of material, which is actually really easy to roll up and pop in a suitcase for your summer travels or a business trip. And then on the back, you have 3 different types of LED lights, which help with skin elasticity, texture, and evenness. After 8 weeks of regular use, the mask claims to reduce neck wrinkles by 30%, improve skin plumpness by 57%, and also increase skin brightness by 27%. And the new Series 2 version has more chest coverage and more stronger targeted lights called near deep infrared. So I have worn this regularly for over 8 weeks now. Okay, I'm gonna show you my before and afters in just a second. I wasn't really sure what to expect because I will be honest, guys, obviously I have these like thicker neck creases from the tech neck and, you know, looking down at my phone, my computer, sleeping on a pillow, all that kind of stuff, living my life. And I do have a bunch of discoloration on my chest, but I don't have a lot of like sagging crepiness. So I was kind of curious to see what the results would be for someone my age after 8 weeks. Take a look at this. Take a look at these results, guys. I like the Currentbody products and I obviously have seen results on my face, but there's something about seeing this before and after when it's my chest that is, I don't know, very shocking and very satisfying. I definitely see 100% clarity after using this for the full 8 weeks. I feel like this one is even easier to use compared to the face mask, because even if you're wearing makeup, if you're like sitting at your desk or I don't know, doing anything, watching TV, you can just pop this on and even run a couple of cycles, and it's just so comfortable to sit there with it on while I'm answering emails and that kind of stuff. So I used it very regularly, I will add, but I'm really happy with the overall clarity of my chest, and I definitely feel like some of the smaller wrinkles on my neck are not as noticeable. I will be honest, I don't really notice a change with these thicker tech neck lines. I don't know, I'll have to keep you guys updated. I don't know if I will see an improvement with those. They might just be too deep, but I think, you know, crepiness, fine lines and wrinkles, and overall clarity of the chest, so far, I think this is awesome. So for those of you who've been asking me about this, I hope that this experiment was helpful. Please comment down below if you have any other questions about this or the other Currentbody products that I've reviewed here on my channel. If you would like to check out the Neck and Deck Series 2 or really any of the Currentbody products, you can save 10% off with my code SOFIASEESQB. I'll link that in the description box down below. And thank you once again, Currentbody, for partnering with me on this portion of the video. I am in trouble and my wallet is crying because this month marked the beginning of my Sisley journey. Yes, Sisley, the other super bougie, very expensive beauty and skincare brand. I purchased a bunch of their stuff a couple of weeks ago with my own money, I might add, and since then I've purchased even more Sisley products. I really want to just see, is any of this worth it? Is it worth the price tag? There are some good things, there are some things that are just meh, and I definitely need to do some more testing of the rest of the things that I've purchased, but I wanted to share with you guys some of my favorites from this month, some of my favorites so far, starting off with the Blur Expert powder. Now, I talked about this in a recent video. I like this so much that I actually bought it in both of the shades. The only thing that I don't like about this powder is that it only comes in these two shades, because that makes me sad. It makes me sad because everybody can't enjoy the magic that is the Blur Expert powder from Sisley. This is the best powder that I've ever tried. I don't like to hype things up a lot on this channel, but I seriously love this powder. As I've said before, I have very dry skin. I don't really use a lot of powder. Sometimes I kind of want to if it's a dewier foundation, or, you know, I live in Dallas, Texas, and it gets really hot here in the summer, and I look like a sweaty mess sometimes. So sometimes I do need a little bit of powder, but I find that most of the time they make my skin look very dry, or they're kind of cakey. Even ones that are bestsellers that everybody else likes. I don't know, guys, I'm just not a powder person, but there's something really special about this powder that is so smoothing that does not leave my skin dry. It's even better than the Chantecaille Blur powder. It's better than the Dior Powder No Powder, at least on my face. At least on my face. When I put this on, I look like a blurred, airbrushed porcelain doll in the best way possible, okay? I love this. I also heard from a bunch of my subscribers who, apparently a bunch of you have this too and you love it. I feel like I try a lot of these products that have been around for a while, and then people come out of the woodwork in my comments to let me know how much they love them, which is always fun to see, you know, new commenters on my videos. But anyway, a bunch of you commented on my last video and you said that you actually can use this as a primer. So I did test that out. I'll show you guys the B-roll here of what it looks like. I think it's an interesting concept, and it does add a decent amount of coverage, and it does blur the skin. I just popped this on over the Danessa balm serum that I showed you earlier. I can't say that it's for me to use it as a primer. I didn't really like the way that it looked. I prefer to use this over my foundation. You can use it both ways, but I just want to share that because it sounds like a lot of you out there love to use this as a primer. Maybe if my skin was a little bit oilier, that would work, but just wanted to follow up. I did try it. It wasn't for me, but if you have any more tips, definitely let me know down in the comments below. I also hate to admit how much I love this very expensive blush. This is one of the Orchid blushes. This is Lorchidee #1 highlighter blush with white lilies. So this is the first shade. I did order the other two because I like this one so much, so I don't have them yet to compare for you all. But as far as I know, this one is like the deepest, and it also is the most neutral. It's a very expensive blush, but oh my goodness, everything about this is just so luxurious. This is going to be a glowier formula. It's not as glowy as the RMS blushes. I'll just say that straight off the bat, but it gives a beautiful luminosity to the skin. The formula, oh, it's like silk. And the other thing that I really appreciate about these blushes that really just screams luxury to me is that every little bit of the orchid flower goes all the way down to the bottom of the pan. Do you know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes with some brands, Chanel, Guerlain, Dior, you get something beautiful and it's gone in 2 seconds because it's just an embossing. This is not an embossing, not even. Do you see like the little speckles on the orchid? Not even the little speckles. Those go all the way down to the bottom. Look, I even gouged it. I gouged my beautiful blush for you all just to make sure that that was not an overspray. So I don't know, there's just something I really like and respect about that. The packaging, like the component, is also very beautiful. Maybe not the most weighty compared to like a Westman Atelier, but I think it is still really, really beautiful. These are gorgeous blushes. Like, these are luxury. I can see why so many people are obsessed with them. And then the last thing that I wanted to say about these is that I was able to find a really good deal on them. I'm talking 50% off. I don't know how much longer this is going to last, but I'll link down below to the site where I found these on sale. I just ordered the 2 other shades in this line that I didn't have from this site. So huge shout out to the ladies that are in my Sophia Sees Beauty membership, because you guys told me about this deal. If you are interested in joining my membership, by the way, I'll have a link below if you want to check out the perks and stuff. We have a lot of members only live streams, videos. We have a Discord where we chat about these things and learn about deals and favorites and swatches and all that good stuff. So you can find the link to this and my membership in the description box down below. Okay, lastly from Sisley, the lipstick that I am wearing today. Is this not the best nude brownie shade for me? I am obsessed with this lipstick formula and this particular shade. I am gonna try out some more shades, so we'll see how I like those, but so far I am obsessed with number 13 Beige Eldorado. I wore this nonstop when I was traveling. I wore this to a couple of events. I love the packaging of these. It has this really beautiful zebra or zebra print, you might pronounce it. And the formula of these lipsticks is lovely. It is very, very luxurious. I would definitely put these up with like the Celine lipsticks or the Clé de Peau or the Hermes. These are definitely some of the best that I have tried amongst, you know, all of the luxury brands. Definitely like these a lot more than Chanel and Dior, for example. If I were to compare these to something that might be similar, I would say maybe the Clé de Peau ones are kind of similar, but I think that when these go on the lips and they kind of sit down, they tend to have a little bit more of a matte look to them, maybe not quite as satin, because the Clé de Peau ones I have are more of like a satin finish. There's a touch more shine. I like these if I want something that looks matte but still is very hydrating. They have a very creamy texture to them. And I just love this shade Beige Eldorado. As the sun is coming in, I could see there's like some very subtle sparkles in there as well. It doesn't look like glitter on the lips, but I do feel like that kind of adds to the overall effect of the lipstick. So yeah, anyway guys, those have been my 3 favorite products from Sisley so far, but I have so many more products to test out. So comment down below, let me know what products you want me to include in an upcoming review. Next up, I have 2 summertime fragrance recommendations. When I was in New York a couple of weeks ago, I got to go to the Printemps department store. It's a Parisian department store, but they just built one, or they just opened one up in the financial district of New York. If you have a chance to go, if you live in New York, or maybe you're visiting New York this summer or this year, definitely check it out if you are a beauty lover or just a fashion lover. It is one of the most beautiful, maybe one of the most beautiful like building stores, let alone department stores that I've ever been to. The architecture is stunning, and the fragrance section was the highlight for me. And I discovered, I'm sure a lot of you guys know about this brand because you're way more informed than I am on fragrance, but I discovered this brand, Memo Paris. I was drawn to this because I love the beautiful design of the bottles, and these were the 2 that really drew me in. And surprise, surprise, guys, this one is inspired by Texas and this one is inspired by Greece. Are we surprised? No, okay? Greek girl living in Texas, this is what I end up picking up. And so I ended up picking up something different at Printemps, which I'll show you probably in a future video. I ended up getting these afterwards from Nordstrom because they went on sale, and I thought that was a sign that I needed to get them. You all know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let me tell you what these smell like. Starting off with Marfa. This is the one that is inspired by Texas. This one definitely is the one that is kind of more within my comfort zone. This is what I typically go for, especially in the summer. The top notes are mandarin essence and peach accord. So there's a bit of like citrus and a slight little sweetness from the peach, but it is not a sweet or gourmand scent at all. Then at the heart, we have ylang ylang extract, tuberose absolute, and orange flower absolute. Those are very much notes that I always go for, kind of like white flowers, very soft, but a little bit sensual. Then the base notes are cedarwood essence Virginia, vanilla bean extract, tonka bean absolute, and sandalwood essence and musk. Okay, so you have that kind of like woody base, little bit of musk, but then you get the white flowers, and the citrus. It's so good. It is a really, really good summer fragrance, something that is light enough for the day, but still good to kind of take you into the night. I wouldn't say that it is spicy at all. It's not super sweet, but it's definitely more of a floral if you like florals. These are all unisex. I mean, anybody can wear any fragrance that they want, but you guys know what I mean. Oh, I should also mention that the brand is founded by a husband and wife team, and it's called Memo because Memo stands for memory. Each fragrance represents a memory of their life together, or like a trip that they took to whatever country or whatever place. Which brings me to the second fragrance that I purchased, which is ZIIPSOFIA. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I don't speak French, guys. This one is inspired by Greece, and I would definitely say that this one is more like traditionally unisex. This is going to be woodsier, spicier, and also fruitier, but in kind of like a tart and aromatic way. The top notes of this are bergamot, orange bitter essence, pepper timut absolute, I don't know what that is, juniper berries, and cinnamon bark, okay? So there's some fruitiness in there, but note how it is kind of more bitter and more tart types of notes, like orange bitters and bergamot. You got the cinnamon in there for like a little bit of spice. Then the heart is red currants, black currant buds, cassis, and jasmine. So you have that jasmine to add a little bit of like softness. You got the white flower. There's some sensuality in there, but it really isn't a floral fragrance. It's more tart and peppery, and the juniper berries, they add a little bit of like an aromatic character to it as well. Think about when you drink like a gin and tonic and you kind of smell like those aromatic scents. Do you know what I'm talking about? Hopefully this is making sense. I don't review fragrances for a living, but I'm trying my best here. And then the base is cedarwood and patchouli. Okay, so the base, you got like that woodsiness, again, a little bit of spiciness. It's a really interesting scent. It sounds like it would be very heavy and kind of masculine, but it's actually not. There's a very strange freshness to this that I love to spray all over myself during the day. But once again, I think this would be a really good kind of day to night summertime type of fragrance. I think it would be great for men. I think it would be great for women. And while I do think that Marfa is probably more of like a crowd pleaser, I think that this one is more unique and a little bit more complex. I want to leave you with a everyday, comfy, but also travel fashion favorite. I am at home most of the time. I know I post photos of myself like traveling and having fun and going out to dinner and like all that kind of stuff. But realistically, guys, I'm at home working, covered in cat hair and glitter, okay? Okay? Most of the time, I'm just wearing joggers, sweatpants, leggings, that kind of stuff. And I love to shop from mostly Lululemon and Alo Yoga are kind of my go-tos. Now, I love joggers, and I recently discovered the cargo joggers from Lululemon. I feel like over the years I've moved from like very tight leggings to very loose joggers. Like I just don't want to be constricted anymore. Can anybody else relate? Looser and more relaxed joggers has definitely become my go-to over the past year or two. So I'm always in pursuit of the perfect, comfy, relaxed pant that still looks good if I have to like go run some errands, go to the grocery store, the pharmacy, anything like that. So guys, my new favorite, my recent favorite has been these cargo pants. They're cargo pants from Lululemon. They're basically the same as the cargo joggers that I love so much. I'll link both of them down below, by the way, along with my sizing, but these are a pant version. And there's something about the fact of it not being like cinched at the bottom, which you still can do with this style because there's like little toggles. There's something about it not being cinched at the ankle and having it just be a pant that makes it seem even more appropriate to wear wherever I want. I know the cargo look isn't for everybody, but I just feel like there's something so cool girl or 90s about these. They're very effortless and casual, but because they have the straight leg, they look like they're part of an outfit. I work out in these, by the way. They're very stretchy and breathable, just like all of the other cargo pants from Lululemon. So I can work and then head to the gym, head to a workout, Peloton. I also really like these for flights, for traveling, because you can put together a cute outfit, maybe with like a little sweater for the plane and put, you know, a cami underneath, and then you take it off when you get to your destination, and you have kind of like a cute athleisure outfit that you can wear with your luggage, a little handbag. I think it looks a bit more put together than some of the other athleisure things that I have in my wardrobe. But anyway, I love these. Great for every day. I've been wearing these nonstop. I think I have 3 pairs at this point, and who knows, if they come out with some other cute colors, maybe I will get more. But just wanted to share this favorite because I know a lot of you guys, you like your comfy athleisure as well. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and subscribe, or better yet, go watch another video. Up next, I have the 5 best luxury bronzers that are worth every single penny. I'll see you there.